Now, it's very obvious that with awareness, which is the light within us, that success, true success, is a consequence of focus, conscious attention. And as previously mentioned, attention is the key to everything. And if one equates success, if the yardstick of success is attention, then one can do anything. One can dye their hair. They can jump off a building. They can get some big muscles. They can commit a crime. They can do anything to get attention. And if attention is the yardstick of success, then in their mind, they're a success because they got more attention. For them, attention is success. But this is nonsense from a higher level of awareness, because perhaps you're a man on here that's committed to abstinence, and thus you realize that attention is energy. And by committing to celibacy, this attention, this energy, builds up within you so abundantly that there's no need, there's no desire to seek it externally. Because this divine attention from within is realized to be the light. Oftentimes we project our inner light on outer objects, and we spend so much time engrossed and focused on the objects, the forms, the content, the material itself, that we pay no attention to the light, which is illuminating the objects. It's the light within us that is lighting up this outer appearance. And thus, true success, again, is a consequence of focus. As previously mentioned, with singular attention, we turn attention back onto its source, back onto the source within us, the source of existence, the source of life. What is God but life? What is God but this divine energy, this attention which is within us already, abundantly? And there's no need to seek it externally. And you realize this very clearly when you commit to celibacy, because there's an inner purity, and with purity there's clarity. They go hand in hand. Spiritual power is a result of purity. And thus there's no need to seek the worldly. Because this energy is realized to be the seer. So we pay attention to the seer, even as we are illuminating that which is seen. We're illuminating the world, the objects, the people, the world around us. But even as we do so, with perpetual awareness, we realize that I am the seer of all of this. We identify with the seer within us, with the permanent awareness, not so much with that which is seen. And thus, we emanate profound value. We can say we have a magnetic aura, because this light within us is reflected in the world around us as we realize, hey, I am awareness. And this awareness is the same awareness within me, within you, and with everybody, with all of humanity. We share this commonality of divinity. And thus we want to properly place our identity with the eternal energy and see things clearly, realize what is temporary and what is eternity, our true identity. The spiritual energy. Again, as mentioned previously, there's no denying the fact that, hey, we have a physical body, but this is not our true identity because it's temporary. There's an eternal energy within us which represents our spiritual body, the aura around us, which is much closer to our true essence, our eternal abundance, which, when we identify with this, results in lasting happiness and true success. There's many people who are rich and famous, but can we really say with confidence that they're success? For a lot of them, that's nonsense, because they don't have lasting happiness. Money can buy a lot of objects, can bring comfort in the world around us, but each of us has this choice. Comfort doesn't necessarily bring joy. So we can choose to settle and be comfortable, or we can choose to get out of our comfort zone, break free of limitations, perhaps again by committing to seeing our attention. Because this energy builds up within us, and we realize our source is attention. What is the source of attention? What is the light, the awareness within us? That's why I make this, for this light within you. I'll wrap it up by saying, many people don't want genuine success. They simply want attention. But true success is excellence. Excellence, not to get anything, not to get some money, not to get anything outwardly, not to get some attention, but simply excellence for its own sake. Because it represents a commitment. That's the meaning of being excellent. When someone is committed to something much larger than themselves, much larger than this temporary physicality, human body, but expands and extends unlimitedly as we live and embody our true identity, and thus naturally uplift humanity by spiritual alignment, by commitment to enlightenment, realizing there's nothing to get out of life, because you are life. You already are it. Now, as you listen to this, as soon as you stop watching this, you're still it. You can never not be it. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, however you happen to be being, right now is the truth. 11:11. I saw that in the peripherals. I'm not directly looking at it, but I'm still aware of this whole room and even what's going on outside as I speak to you now. I'm aware of all the sound, the vibration. Seeing your attention, you become very sensitive to sound, to people's intentions and motivations, and their level of vibration. Everything becomes very clear because there's a sense of completion. And when there's this wholeness, because the life essence builds up within us with such abundance, when there's this wholeness, we see the world with lucidness. We see really that the world around us is simply a dream. And therefore, there's not really a care. But this doesn't mean we're not loving. Because love is not an emotion. It's not really caring. It's in a detached lovingness, an aloof lovingness. Because you identify with awareness, which knows no attachments. There is no attachment or aversion to existence itself, to life itself. When you're willing to die for the truth, to give up this body for the truth, you'll certainly get it. I promise you that. And I say I don't mean I as this temporary body, but I as the eternal energy which has realized itself within me. This I within me, the same I within you, awareness, promises you that as you become ever more free from worldly attachments, from worldly desires, you become ever closer to your true essence. And that's why I make this. God bless.